In this episode, I'll be sharing with you the importance of lighting in a home. Welcome everyone to this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you tuning in to this episode where I'm going to be talking about how important lighting is in a home. And not just how important it is, but actually some key takeaways, some tips that you should know about lighting, whether you are looking at remodeling or just redecorating a room. So I want to go ahead and dive into this. Now, several things that you should know is one, you want to make the lighting a priority rather than an afterthought. It shouldn't be something that is last on your list when you're renovating a kitchen or a bathroom. It should be the first thing. What type of fixture do you want to go in there? What type of lighting do you want to add? For example, a kitchen, right? Do you want to add more ceiling lights? Do you want to add low lights? How do you want to do this, right? Under the cabinet lights, how do you want to do it? Lighting should be a priority, not an afterthought. Now, LED lights are still huge in the lighting industry as well as in real estate. People love LEDs. I personally love LED bulbs because they don't get as hot as incandescent. They're more energy efficient and they're just more affordable, right? Because you're using less energy. Ultimately, the bulbs cost a little bit more. However, you're not changing them out as often, so they're actually less. Now, a third one here is add lighting in multiple layers. For example, you want to set the mood in a room. You don't want to have just all ceiling lights. You want to have low lights as well. It's more comfortable. So you want to have lamps, any other form of lighting fixtures that are lower. And then you have the ceiling lights as well. That's definitely something that you should know. Now, many times lighting is overlooked, and I've shown tons of homes where rooms were so dingy and it actually turned off my home buyers. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of lighting in your rooms. Don't be afraid to, cut holes to add more ceiling lights where appropriate. Matter of fact, many home offices, which by the way, the home office is back. I mentioned this in another video where the home office was going away, like in 2019. It's back in full force. And so many times home offices will have recessed lights up in the ceiling, which gives it a nice blend. But don't forget the lamp, like I said. Don't forget the low lights because that is also a comfortable setting. Okay? But these, just take advantage of these tips that I just shared with you as well. So, I have something else here for you too that I'd like to share with you. Okay, so first things first, get started. Okay, get on it, figure out a plan. What you want to do, because lighting is one of the most significant parts of a remodel, or when you're going to just basically tweak a room. Okay, for example, you can add additional lights off of a center lighting fixture. Like in my home office, I actually want to do this sometime soon, is I have a lighting fixture in the center of my home office. But then you can actually tie off of that and do recessed light here, everywhere, and it would give me better light, okay, which would probably help in my videos here. That's okay though. I'm a working professional and I shoot the videos out because I have a very busy schedule, so that's my excuse. Okay, so do your homework and come up with a plan. Seek out experts. You can go to the major home improvement store or lighting stores. In my area, there are a couple different stores that I know of that all they do is lighting. And ask them, hey, matter of fact, take a picture of the space and say, hey, what do you recommend here? Okay, what should I do? But have a plan and look at the latest technology in terms of lighting fixtures. And if you are going LED and you want a dimmer, you have to make sure that it is a dimmable LED structure, or rather fixture, okay? Which is more and more common, by the way. Okay. Okay. So here are some pros of LED. I want to dive into LED because I think LED is awesome in a home and in a business, but we're talking about homes here where it just saves you a ton of money. And again, my favorite part is they don't get as hot. So like in my basement, I changed out all the ceiling lights to LED because, basement ceiling tends to be lower than the rest of the home, right? And so if you have regular incandescent bulbs, for one, you'll actually be changing them out more often. But two, you feel like you're like getting a tan under those lights, right? It's not comfortable. So LED gives you the same effect. However, you're not sitting there, it's not like frying you, okay? You're not gonna get a tan if you're hanging out in the basement having people over, okay? So LEDs consume less energy. Matter of fact, the Department of Energy said that, it was as of April 2022, okay? It's October 2022 now as you're watching this. But they are phasing out halogen bulbs, they're phasing out incandescent bulbs. You're gonna start seeing those go away. And that's before the US bans those bulbs, okay? I think they did that with mercury bulbs. LED costs less. When LEDs first came out, they were very expensive. I mean, very expensive. But now, they're a lot less, okay? They last a lot longer. I can tell you this, that I was changing out lights. We have a fixture in our living room, and I was changing out incandescent bulbs often. It was like, what is going on here? I changed them to LED, and it's been months, actually over a year, where I haven't had to change them out. So they're a lot better. And by the way, LED bulbs are also awesome for things that vibrate. Fan lighting, right? If it vibrates. Your garage door opener, if you put an LED bulb in there, right? Because when incandescent bulbs shake, they go out. They don't last that long. So that's where I first started seeing the benefit of LED bulbs, is by putting them in like fan lighting, because it does, fan vibrates as it's on. Your garage door opener that has the lights, that vibrates. And so they last a lot longer, and they're smaller, which is kind of funny. So one of the best things you can do as a homeowner too is you can actually visit a retail showroom. I kind of touched on this earlier in this video about, go to these stores and they have experts, but go to a retail showroom. Many times they have things set up and you can look at the lighting and be like, I like this and I like that. And lighting fixtures are getting more and more attractive with the LED option. It's pretty cool. So it's just, these are just some things that basically tell you how important lighting is. You want light in a room. You don't want dingy rooms, okay? I'm a realtor, and I've shown so many homes, like I mentioned earlier, where the home is just dark and dingy, and that is such a turnoff. Turn on all the lights, for one. If you're selling a home, turn on all those lights before your showing happens. Leave them on all day. If you're selling a home and you got multiple showings, leave them on all day and let the agents know in the notes, hey, by the way, or a note in your house, please leave all my lights on. Thank you. You should never have a home buyer, and this is a side note, but a home buyer should never have to turn on light switches to look at your home if you're selling it. Leave it on, light up the place, okay? So have a lighting plan in place if you're looking to remodel or redecorate a room, make some changes, okay? If anything, hire a pro, right? Okay? You want to make sure that somebody, can actually guide you. For example, you should have 2 lights here, 2 lights here, 2 lights here, okay? Or maybe 3, depending on the size of the room, okay? That could be huge. Now, I want to share with you quick, this is actually, I pulled up something here. It's called the Rule of 3. And this is by the National Association of Realtors. Some pretty good information. So let's dive into this, and then that'll be it for this episode, right? Hopefully you are enjoying this information. It is jam-packed. Okay, so the best lighting plans feature a mix of 3 layers of light. Okay, so for example, okay, you can have ceiling light, You can have a hanging light, let's say the lighting above an island in a kitchen. Okay, so you have the hanging light, and then you have low lights, so like under the cabinets or a lamp or even your stove light, but you have low light. So that's 3 layers of lighting. That's huge. Okay, some rooms, some big rooms might have more than that. Okay, but you should have at least 3. Color and intensity. So homeowners may think of wattage equivalents, which, by the way, max out your lights. If you have a lighting fixture that can take a 60-watt bulb, put in a 60-watt bulb. Don't put in a 40-watt bulb. Okay? But you want to make sure that you look at, natural, or I think it's called daylight bulbs versus warm white or soft white, whatever it's called, right? And then, really bright light. You want to use those properly in rooms, okay? For example, the most common for a bathroom is actually a white light, not a soft white, which I believe is better for, the white light in a bathroom is better for people doing makeup or getting ready, and you're trying, it's just more accurate, okay? And then play up the source. So you have, smaller LED bulbs. They're a little bit smaller than most of them are. So therefore, you can get more decorative ceiling fans, lighting fixtures, things like that. They've gotten more creative and stylish, which is pretty interesting to me. So anyway, these are just some tips, some key takeaways, some helpful information. But overall, lighting is one of the most important things in a home. You want it to look good. You want it to attract home buyers if you're looking to sell, and you want to feel good in the space as well. So share with me your thoughts about what you think about lighting in a home. Hey, do you prefer a natural light, a natural daylight bulb, or a soft white, or a bright white bulb? Okay, whatever's out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Otherwise, be sure to visit our website. It's allabouttherealestate.com. You fill out the pop-up form to receive a new episode in your email once a week. And follow me on social media. Those links are in the description below. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you watching.